So now this is ISC Specimen Paper 2024. It is very likely that you get papers questions like this in your exam, which is related
Yes.
to cash flow, and it is going
Yeah.
to be a 6 marker question. Whenever you have sums related to cash flow, the first thing that you're always going to go and do is what? Tell me.
This
What this?
cash flow from operating activities.
You will make the section of cash flow from operating activities and you will write 5 things in it. Net profit before
Yes.
tax, which is a part of your working note. Operating
Yes.
profit before working capital changes. You get cash generated from operations minus tax paid. You get cash flow from operating activities or cash used in operating activities.
Yes.
Then you have investing activities and financing activities. Yes?
Yeah.
Investing activities is basically related to your non-current assets.
Mm.
Financing activities would be related to your non-current liabilities and your equity section.
Yeah.
Okay, this thing you should remember. You will always make a working note number 1 to find out what? Net
The net
profit
profit before
before
tax.
tax and extraordinary items. And the
Yeah.
starting point of it would be your reserves and surplus closing minus opening. Are you with me?
Yes.
When you're given the question, you have these sections which are already there: shareholders' funds, non current liability, non current assets, and current assets.
Yes.
Share capital will be related to which activity?
This not sure.
Share capital will be related to financing activity.
Yeah.
Reserves and surplus will be related to your working note number 1.
Mm.
Borrowings, that you're borrowing money from somewhere. That means you're financing your stuff.
Yes. Financing
So this
activity.
will be related to financing activity. For the tax, again, you're going to make a working note.
Yeah.
Non current assets is related to which activity?
This thing investing.
Non current assets is related to your investing activity, and current assets would be related to your A part, that is changes in working capital, and your ending of your statement of financial position. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now the next part, you have additional information, and you should always remember that whenever you have assets, there are 4 things related to assets that you should record. What are the
Yeah.
4 things related to assets?
Like
Buying of asset, investing.
yeah.
Selling of
Investing.
asset, investing.
Investing.
Profit or loss on sale of asset and depreciation, non-cash, non-operating expense or income.
Yeah.
With me?
Yes.
Come on, we start with the first thing. You see a share capital. Is there any changes in the share capital?
No.
No. So it will not go anywhere. There is no issue of shares.
Yeah. No way.
Now your reserves and surpluses. Reserves and surplus, you should see whether you have any working note or no. If I see over here, I clearly have a working note.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay.
Yes.
So reserves and surplus goes to your working note number 1, where you find your net profit before tax and extraordinary items. So the
Yeah.
profit and loss statement of profit and loss, what do you do? Closing minus opening.
Clothing one is opening. Yes.
What is the closing?
Closing is the previous year.
Closing will be your current year and opening would be your
Okay.
last year.
Okay.
So closing minus opening, so 1,30,000 minus 100,000. So this is going to give you 30,000. Yeah.
Yes.
Then you add any transfer to reserves. So you will do
That's
again
true.
closing minus opening. There's a
Closing minus
security
opening.
in. So it is 0 minus 20,000. So there will be a minus 20,000.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. So with this, you are left with only 10,000.
Yeah, 10,000.
Are you with me?
Yes,
I
yes.
complete the reserves and surplus section.
Yeah.
I complete the share capital. I complete the reserves and surplus section. But again, I am not going to close my working note number one. Maybe I have proposed dividend, interim dividend, or provision for tax.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. This part is done.
Yeah.
Now, non current liability. Which activity?
Non-current liability. Financing.
It is financing activity. There is long term borrowing, so it is financing activity. Your
Yeah.
opening was 260 and now the closing is 350. What does this mean?
Then increase.
It has increased. What does this mean?
Like,
I have borrowed money.
yeah.
So from 260 it has become 350,000.
350,000. Oh,
That means you have borrowed money extra of how much?
of like
90,000. You do it in your calculator. And if you can't
yeah,
use calculator, you do manually. So financing activity, I will go and write what? Issue
90,000.
of debentures. These are debentures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
debentures.
And whenever percentage is given, the interest on debentures would also come.
Okay.
So I will write over here issue of 5% debentures. Are you doing along with me?
Yes.
So I will write issue of 5% debentures and I will also write interest on debentures.
Yeah.
How much is the 5% debentures? 90,000.
90,000.
Now, whenever you have to write interest on debentures, what will you see? Whenever you have interest on debentures, I'm writing over here for your reference. So, whenever
Yeah.
you have to calculate interest on debentures or interest on anything, you will first go and see whether date of issue is given or not.
Yes.
You will first go and see whether date of issue is given or not. If not given,
Yeah.
then you would calculate on the opening balance.
Balance.
So check whether in your question you are given date of issue of debentures or not.
Yeah.
There is nothing, no date of issue is
Nothing,
given.
no.
So interest on debentures 5% will be calculated on 260,000. 260,000 into 5%. So 13,000 would be my interest on debentures.
Yeah. 30,000.
13,000 is my interest on debentures, and always note that the interest on debentures is also a non-operating expense.
Okay. Non-operating.
Okay, so it's also a financing expense and it is a non-operating expense. Where do you record non-operating expense? You add what?
You
Non-cash,
add non-operating, non-cash, non-operating
non-operating
expense.
expenses, and you less what?
Non-cash, non-operating income.
Non-cash, non-operating income. So you have this interest on debentures. What will you do?
It is a non-operating expense, so we'll add it there.
How much?
Uh, like
13,000.
13,000.
On
Okay.
2,60,000, 5%. Now I am reading and I'm seeing what is done and what is not done. Okay. So we finished
Yeah.
this section. We finished the non-current liability. It is a financing activity. Any interest
Yes.
on it is also financing activity and non-operating expense.
Yeah.
Whenever percentage is given by default, you will go and look for interest. Why will you go and look for interest? Because percentage is given. This is percentage means khatra. It is danger for you.
Okay.
When you want to calculate interest, you will always go and check for what? Date. Date is not given opening balance. Date is given then accordingly.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Now I'm going to my current liability section. Remember, current assets and current liability would come for changes in the working capital.
Yeah.
Okay. Except for the taxation thing. Taxation,
Right.
cash, and bank balance. Other than that, it would be a part of working capital.
Working capital.
Now I am there in the provision for taxation part. Tell me now for provision for taxation, what will you do?
We'll make a taxation account.
You will make a taxation account. Do you know how to make a taxation account?
I don't remember.
You don't remember. Go and refer to your notes later on. But now I am making a
Okay.
provision for taxation account. When you make a provision for taxation account, the opening balance comes here, the closing balance come here, tax paid come here, and taxation for the year comes here.
Okay.
Okay. From this, you take only two information in your cash flow statement. One is tax paid that comes at the end.
All
And
right.
one is taxation for the year that comes in working note number one. Prepare this and try to hunt for information. Come over here now. I have opening
Yeah.
tax 25,000, you can see.
Yes. 25,000.
I
Yeah.
have closing tax 60,000, you can see.
Yeah.
Do you have any tax paid?
What? No.
Do you have any information about tax paid given to
No,
you?
there's no information.
Okay, there is no information about the tax paid given to you. Do you have information of taxation for the year?
No. I don't
No
think so.
information. So there is no information about tax paid. There is no information about taxation for the year. So I'm writing it for you. You have no information for tax paid
Yeah.
and you have no information of tax for the year.
Yes.
In this case, taxation of last year will be paid
Last year. Okay.
and the
Yeah.
closing balance is tax for the year.
Thanks for the year.
Okay. Taxation for the last year will be paid. So what is the taxation for the last year? 25,000.
25,000.
So this will be my tax paid. Where does tax pay go? In my cash flow statement.
Cash flow.
Yeah,
Operating activity. Yeah.
operating activities. And taxation for the year, where will it go?
Taxation for the year.
Where will it go?
Oh, that. Taxation? No, wait, no.
Provision for tax current year goes in your working note number one.
Still doing.
Okay,
Okay.
it goes in your
Yeah.
working note number one. So I will write provision for tax for the current year.
Provision for
How much
tax.
it is?
60,000.
Yeah,
Yes.
this becomes a 70,000 now.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead. Non-current assets.
Non-current assets.
So whenever there is non-current asset, you go and check what? Buying of non-current asset, selling of non-current
S-
asset, depreciation or profit or
Non-current
loss.
asset. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if I see over here, I had non-current asset at the beginning of the year 780,000.
Yes.
I have non-current asset at the end of the year 60,000.
Yeah.
And they have said that I have sold a non-current asset.
Yeah. Machine.
Yeah. So you
Yes.
prepare a non-current asset account. Whenever there is an asset, there are four things that you have to look into. What four things? Buying,
Buying, selling. Okay.
depreciation, and profit or loss.
Profit or loss.
This would be which activity?
Investing.
This would be which activity?
I would
Non-cash,
say
non-operating,
non-cash. So
non-operating
operating.
expense or non-operating income. Are you with me?
Okay. Yes.
You've sold a machinery, right?
Yeah.
For how much?
90,000. 90,000.
Where will this be recorded?
The thing investing.
Investing activity. So I will write inflow or outflow.
Inflow.
Inflow. Very good. Now I've got the buying and selling. So this is done and there is no buying. As of now, what I'm seeing.
Yes.
Now I can see the profit or loss on sale.
Profit and loss. Yeah.
I have the costs minus
30.
the accumulated depreciation. I get book value of asset.
Yes.
Book value of asset is how much?
90,000.
It is sold for how much?
Uh, at a profit of 10,000.
No, it is sold for 90,000.
Yeah.
It is sold for 90,000 and when I sold it, I made a profit of 10,000.
10,000.
So
So
can you tell
100,000.
me what will be the book value?
This, this 100,000.
If in 100,000 asset, I sell for 90,000, then I will make a
Oh, wait,
loss.
no. Yeah, wait, no.
So if the book value is
Oh,
80,000
80.
and I sell it for 90, that means I made a profit of 10.
Then, yeah.
So the book value of the asset sold is how much? 80,000.
80,000.
I have incorporated this.
Yeah.
Now I need to know the profit on sale of asset. Where will I record?
Profit, other thing, non-cash, non-operating income.
Non-cash, non-operating income. What will I write?
Profit on profit on sale of non-current asset.
You have to subtract.
Oh, yes.
You have to
10,000.
minus 10,000. Yeah.
Yes.
Now I am left with two things: either the depreciation of the current year, and if there is any buying or selling of non-current asset. Are you with me?
Yes.
Now I have the non-current asset account. They've not given
Yeah,
me
non-current
separate provision for depreciation. That means this asset account is maintained at which value? Book value.
value.
Opening balance, you write over here. Closing balance, you write over here. If you've
Right.
sold, you write over here. If you purchase, you write over here. And depreciation, you write here.
Okay.
What is the opening balance of non-current asset?
The book.
780,000. Yeah.
Yes.
Closing value.
6 lakh.
Sold book value.
Sold book value.
80,000. No information about purchase given to you.
No.
So whatever will be the balancing figure would be your depreciation.
Okay.
So this is 780,000. This is 780,000 minus 680,000. 100,000 is your depreciation. Where will you record this?
Depreciation.
It is a non-cash expense.
Non-cash expense. So operating activity.
How much we got? 100,000.
100,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
Done things related to non-current asset.
Yeah.
Now I have cash and bank balance opening and closing. Where do I record it?
Yes. Financing.
Opening and closing, you're down.
Oh no. Yeah.
Opening is 25,000 and closing is 340,000.
340,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now what is there? Share issue expenses. Anything related to shares, where does it go?
Um. Financing.
Financing activity.
Okay.
And this is non-operating expenses.
Yeah.
So I will write share issue expenses. Inflow or outflow?
This. Yeah. Outflow. Outflow.
And it is non-operating expense also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With this I complete everything. Now I just have to tally my sheet and close the working note number 1.
Yeah.
Working note number 1 has balance of 70,000.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm just putting it now. Everything of the closing I'm putting in green pen. You
Okay.
have to watch video number 1 for the basic explanation, learn the formats. Video 2 and video 3 I've explained in detail. This is just I'm explaining from top.
No.
Okay. If I
Yeah.
use my calculator, I have 70,000 plus 13,000 plus 1 lakh plus 25,000 minus 10,000. So I have 198,000, right?
Yes. 198,000.
This is before working capital changes. Is there any working capital changes? No working capital changes. So I will get 198,000.
Yes.
Minus
198,000.
tax paid.
Minus 25,000.
So I will get cash flow from operating activities. How much? 198,000 minus 25,000. I get
125,000.
173,000.
Okay.
With me?
Yeah.
Investing activity is only one. Since I see this is only one, I write it in the outer column.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Financing activity is 3. So I will do 90,000 minus 13,000 minus 25,000. I get
Yeah.
52,000. Yeah? Now I have
Yes.
operating activity, investing activity, and financing activity. I'll add all the three. I will get net increase in cash and cash equivalent. 173,000 plus 90,000 plus 52,000. So this is 315,000. 315 plus 25,000. I should get my closing balance
3,40,000.
40,000. So
Yeah.
this was asked in
Perfect.
ISC specimen paper 2024 and I've completed.